Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to turn a car using push-pull steering and hand-over-hand steering. In this video, I'll be going over both steering methods simply because they're both great. Now, I end up using both of them because I find that push-pull steering is good for certain situations and hand-over-hand steering is good for other situations. So I use them interchangeably depending on the situation that I'm in. All right, now let's get right to it. Here's the steering wheel. Now, for both steering methods, you're going to start with your hands equally spaced towards the top of the steering wheel. Right here is the 12 o'clock position. I would recommend starting in the 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock, or the 10 and 2 position, which looks something like this. Now, for push-pull steering, I'm going to go ahead and outline both of them, and then I'm going to demonstrate myself turning in this parking lot using both methods. For push-pull steering, one hand is going to push, one hand is going to pull. Now, if I wanted to turn left, I'm starting at the 10 and 2 position. I'm using my left hand to pull the steering wheel down, and simultaneously, my right hand is sliding to meet my left hand at the bottom. So check this out. My left hand is pulling the steering wheel down. My right hand is sliding to meet it at the bottom. Now my right hand grabs the wheel and turns and pushes it to the top, and my left hand slides to meet it at the top, just like that. You're basically shuffling your hands, right? Now, let's say, on the other hand, I wanted to turn right. It would be the opposite. My right hand is going to pull the steering wheel down, while my left hand slides to meet it at the bottom, then vice versa, just like that. So it's like a shuffle, and the benefit to this steering method, to the push-pull method, is that your hands are always on the right and left sides of the wheel, meaning my right hand's always on the right side of the wheel, my left hand's always on the left. They do not cross over, okay? So that's one of the benefits. I'm just going to turn the heat on because it's a little bit chilly in the car right now. All right, for the next method, which is hand-over-hand steering, starting at the 10 and 2 position, you're going to use one hand to maneuver the wheel around, and then the other hand's going to go over. So if I wanted to turn left, my right hand would be turning the wheel to the left while my left hand goes over my right and grabs the wheel. Then my right hand goes under my left while my left hand turns. Then my right hand turns and my left hand goes over. So once again, you're alternating the hand that does the work, and the other hand is going to be going over or under. Very simple. Now let's say I wanted to turn right. I would start at the 10 and 2. Okay, my left hand would do the work. My right hand does the work, the left hand does the work, right hand does the work, just like that. Now, the benefit to this is that it allows you to steer the car much faster and smoother with one smooth motion. So instead of turning and stopping, right, instead of doing these intervals, you're able to turn the wheel smoothly and quickly. But your hands are crossing over each other once again. So that's the downside. So there are upsides and downsides to either steering method. All right, now with that being said, let's put the car in drive, release the parking brake, and let's just go around the parking lot rather slowly. And I'm going to show you, myself using both of these steering methods. All right, so we're going to start off with push-pull to the left, just like that. I'm steering to the left. Okay, now I'm holding the wheel here, continuing the turn, releasing it. We're going to continue using push-pull to make a nice tight turn. And as you saw there, your hands, theoretically, your hands should always meet at the bottom. But if you're making a rather gradual turn, your hands might end up meeting over here instead of right at the bottom because of the type of turn. So we're going to use push-pull to the right now, just like this. All right. And, it's whatever works for you, right? In theory, I'm explaining all of these steering methods to you as well as I can, but it's whatever ends up working for you, because as long as you're driving safely and using an appropriate steering method, then it's whatever works for you is good, It's as simple as that. You want to be comfortable with your driving. All right, now we're going to do some hand-over-hand steering. So I'm going to drive, and I'm going to use hand-over-hand to the left right here. Just like that. You can see the steering is much faster. It allows me to make the turn much faster, okay? Now we're going to do the right over here, hand over hand to the right. So we're just driving, and then hand over hand to the right. So you can see the steering is smoother and faster with hand over hand, but my hands do cross over, which is a downside. We're going to do one more loop. I'm just basically doing a figure 8 around these poles right here, these light poles, just like this. Make it nice and tight, the turn like that. And then a nice quick hand over hand like this. Just like that. Once again, just like that. So you can see with hand over hand, I was able to turn the wheel much faster, much smoother, but with push-pull steering, I had a little bit more control in the sense that my hands were still on either side, right? Now, there are upsides and downsides to each, and I know people that are strictly push-pull and other people that are strictly hand over hand steering. I recommend using them both. I personally use hand over hand steering a bit more than push-pull steering because when I went to driving school, that's what they taught me because that's like the commonly accepted type of steering where I live over here. But with that being said, now that I've learned how to drive and I'm starting to create my own method of driving that makes me comfortable and makes me a versatile driver, I tend to use them both. But that's basically it. In this video, I've shown you how to turn a car using push-pull steering and hand-over-hand steering. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.